going on, y'all? It's your boy, Wisco Madman, coming at you with another reaction video. If you guys haven't already, please be sure to smash that like button down below, hit that sub, and flip them notifications over to all. Now, we're checking out some Upchurch vlogs here. We're jumping into some from 3 months ago. This one is this why we don't explore the ocean? Wonder if he's talking about that little Cracker Jack box they threw down in the ocean that killed a bunch of billionaires. Or few, whatever. Let's check it out.
Woo! Oh yeah. First off, good morning. How y'all doing? Second off, before we start this video, there's these 3 in particular people on YouTube who get really fucking upset when I start trying to figure out where all the kids are going. Why they get so irritated at me when I'm trying to find where these underage kids are going so it can stop happening. They don't like that at all, so I'm gonna invite you here. First on the list who gives me problems when I try to speak out against sex trafficking. Zanime, step on up, you fat ugly bitch. How you doing? Look at that thick pelted beaver neck you got. Look at you, you fucking gizzard. Look, she got a little frog gizzard. Your chin's got a little equator on the end of it. It's about to go to the end of your chin and become a fucking little dimple, isn't it? Hashtag beaver neck gizzard chin. Who's next on the list when it comes to people who don't like other people trying to stop sex trafficking? Tony Dodge, what up, you big-nosed Jew motherfucker? How you doing? Yo ass definitely owned a few dirty-ass fucking ice cream trucks back in the day. And the last channel who tried to make everybody think...
Not big on Tony Dodge, but not big on calling him out for being Jewish either. But hey, you know, whatever.
I was crazy when I was trying to out some weird sex trafficking shit on the internet. Popcorn Planet. I don't know your name, but how you doing, you fucking goofy looking fuck? Horrible, I hope. 50 years old with gray skin, down in his basement playing with fucking Minecraft toys.
Yeah, those dudes were creepy as fuck. Not gonna lie, when I checked out a couple of their videos, it was like, what's wrong with these guys? Something's fucking off. But then again, you know, that was like half or the majority of the true crime community. Like, something's off with these fucking people.
You fucking freak.
Man, that feel good.
Now, let's get to this video. You'll see why I'm inviting them here.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Alright, so if you've seen my videos the past few days, it's all been about weird terminology that has to do with sex trafficking and aliens. It's also been about these weird, bizarre Maui fires. You already know from seeing the last video, but what's one of the main things that everybody in Maui, Hawaii was saying? There's a bunch of random missing kids, and it's really fucking weird.
A local Maui official said a large number of the dead may have actually been children who were left home that day because schools were closed, many of them alone.
You're telling me a fire comes in and the kids didn't run? I don't know about y'all, but when I was like 5 years old, even if the roads were blocked off and there's a fucking fire coming, my ass would have been running down the motherfucking street. Fuck y'all. Because that's pure primal instinct at that point. I ain't burning. Fuck that.
Alone or with their
I
grandparents.
know what hot means.
Is that the case?
That is possible. That's what we're sharing here internally. That is possible. That.
Well, that's sketch. MD, and he's a Democrat.
There will be many children. This is the largest catastrophe and disaster that's ever hit Maui. Probably it's ever hit Hawaii outside of wartime events.
All right, so check it out. This is where Maui is on a map. Now, have you ever heard of the TPP agreement? It is a partnership between different countries to trade things using certain routes in the ocean. Do you know where this route is? Look.
From the West Coast. Interesting. And pretty much all of them, like if you look at your products. I've even seen made in New Zealand before. But like every one of these countries, like most of our products you'll notice like made in Singapore, made in Vietnam, made in Japan. Obviously China's the only major one that isn't included on here.
Well, would you look at that? Look what's damn near directly at the halfway mark.
Malaysia and Maui.
The TPP agreement and the trade that was happening on this route, and possibly still is happening on this route right now, actually caused a lot of sex trafficking problems. You know, didn't like the TPP agreement because it was causing sex trafficking problems.
You know something I'm just realizing too, because he said it twice in the last 20 seconds. When I was in the true crime community, or amongst it, doing a few videos, I had friends and whatnot, so I was around a lot of those people that participate in true crime videos and whatnot. The one thing everybody was like terrified to say on YouTube is sex trafficking. Like, there was just certain red flag words that I was told we're not supposed to use because that's what gets us censored on YouTube. And would you know what? Church isn't censored. You know what? I'm not censored. We both say those words all the time. Why don't they want us to say those words? And I'm not talking about YouTube. Why does true crime think that we can't use those words?
Donald Trump.
I'm going to withdraw the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which has not yet been ratified. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is another disaster done and pushed by special interests who want to rape our country. That's what it is, too. It's a harsh word. It's a rape of our country. This is done by wealthy people that want to take advantage of us and that want to sign another partnership. So, Hillary Clinton, not so long ago, said this is the gold standard of trade pacts, the gold standard. And she's down and saying this.
Yeah, because the Clintons are fucking sex
is the gold
traffickers.
standard.
Sorry, I bumped the space bar again. The Clintons are fucking sex traffickers.
Then when I got involved and I started pointing out all the flaws, it's not properly addressed and practically not even discussed at all.
But I told you, going back and looking at old news and telling you new things. That was 7 years ago.
You want to approve Trans-Pacific Partnership. You were totally in favor of it. Then you heard what I was saying, how
Why does she look like anime?
bad it is, and you said, I can't win that debate. But you know that if you did win, you would approve that, and that will be almost as bad as NAFTA. Nothing will ever top NAFTA.
That is just not accurate. I was against it once it was finally negotiated and the terms were laid out. I wrote about that in...
You called it the gold standard.
Well, I hope...
You called it the gold standard of trade deals. You said it's the finest deal you've ever seen.
No.
And then you heard what I said about it, and all of a sudden you were against it.
Well...
Nothing beats the truth and the timestamp, baby. And he was pointing out everybody that was for it. He was like the only person being like, fuck no.
Donald, I know you live in your own reality, but that is not...
I love how all the fucking morons...
Wasn't Donald Trump on the flight logs for Epstein's Island? I don't know. I'm not against him, but that's questionable for me. And that's not saying left or right. Like, both sides had a lot of people that were on that flight log.
in the background laugh like it's a good joke, when in reality, we all do, in fact, live in our own realities.
The facts are, I did say I hoped it would be a good deal, but when it was negotiated, which I was not responsible for, I concluded it wasn't. I wrote about that.
So is it President Obama's fault? Is it President Obama's fault?
Even announced. Look, there are
Secretary, is it President Obama's fault?
There are
because he's pushing it.
And he's right. Obama was pushing the same thing.
Look, the issue of human trafficking is
look,
Airboat.
The TPP agreement made more sex trafficking weird shit happen. And then he's like, it's actually to combat human trafficking.
Human trafficking is something that we have made a top priority in our State Department and the United States government. So we have an entire set of policies designed specifically to work with countries to prevent human trafficking.
Which is still to this day not working. It's actually even worse.
And we've actually begun making progress in improved enforcement, in improved law enforcement coordination.
Well, that didn't work out too well, now did it? We got the border wide open, a bunch of fucking freaks coming through.
NGOs have been very helpful as partners with us in identifying what are some of the paths where people are being exploited. We actually have provisions in TPP designed to prevent human trafficking.
Yet it's not getting prevented, but you're shit-talking the only fucking president who's had the big enough balls to call all y'all out. You don't want him in office to prevent it, because if he prevents it, he prevents yo ass.
There are different views about what's good for our country, our economy, and our leadership in the world. We also have to look at how we help families balance the responsibilities at home and the responsibilities at business. So
yeah, like they need to be telling us what the fuck we need to do with our kids and our household and all that shit.
we have a very robust set of plans.
And we, the people, don't believe your bullshit any fucking more and don't give a fuck what you have to say. Donald Trump's gonna be the next president. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. I ain't listening to no fucking leader politically unless it's him. And if it ain't him, he better fucking like you, and you better like him, and you better have the same exact values and morals as he does. Otherwise, a lot of people are about to be really fucking pissed off. He's the only motherfucker who has told us the truth. He's the only motherfucker who stood up for us. All you other motherfuckers, y'all got weird-ass parties on islands that nobody knows about. Y'all's kids smoke crack with prostitutes and then put it on laptops. Y'all see Hunter Biden walk out of Capitol Hill yesterday like a little bitch? You know who would never act like a disrespectful, spoiled fucking brat and walk out of Capitol Hill? Trump's sons and his daughter. They wouldn't. And last thing I want to show you before I wrap this video up. The other day when I made that video, once again I'm gonna play the clip because it just keeps relating to stuff, and people can laugh all they want, but when you see what you're about to see, if you laughed yesterday, your face is finna get red, and you're probably gonna be embarrassed for being naive and goofy. There's one YouTuber I like a lot, but man, he did a reaction to the video and he laughed at the end, and I was like, dude, come on. Now, oh, Upchurch so stupid. No, Upchurch so fucking smart. A couple of days ago, I said this in a video. If you're a sex trafficker who has undocumented kids, those kids are terrestrials. That makes you a terrestrial that has extraterrestrials. And those extraterrestrials, by definition, are aliens. They're undocumented. All right, now hold that thought and look at the news and look how it matches. When Hunter Biden walked out of Capitol Hill the other day, the lady that pissed him off, what did her sign say? Read it. Here, I'm gonna zoom in for you, but pause it and read it.
I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene's a fucking idiot. She's like congressional Karen, for real. But we'll read it. Excerpt from the SAR report. JP Morgan Chase Bank is filing the suspicious activity report, SAR report, or SAR, which originated from an external referral for our transactions involving non-JPMC, so JP Morgan Chase, accounts held by a politically exposed person, PP, who remitted funds to various JPMC and non-JPMC customers. Some of the recipients have tried to have ties to the adult entertainment industry, which, okay. I mean, porn industry, okay. While others were unknown or were listed in prior SAR filings related to human trafficking. so when I say okay and shrug off, like, the porn industry, yeah, the porn industry is not a big deal to me. However, the human trafficking portion to it, yeah. Additionally, the source of funds for the transaction is unknown and inconsistent with the known line of business. This activity was transacted by non-JPMC customers Robert Hunter Biden and his law firm Owasco PC. Activities being reported totals 149,843,000. Oh no, never mind. 149,843. Rounded up to the nearest cent, I imagine, or nearest dollar. I mean, between the dates of October 24th, 2016, and May 10th, 2019. One thing I want to add is, if I'm understanding correctly, Trump slept with Stormy Daniels, who is a famous porn actress. So, I mean, I would separate the porn industry and human trafficking, even though human trafficking happens to have ties to porn, but porn doesn't have to always have ties to. You know what I mean? So, just something that I want to mention, because I know often the Christian conservative types are like anti, and I'm like, dude, your sex ban bullshit it has no place in American politics. But on the other hand, fighting human trafficking should be like priority number one amongst the American political scene, or the world political scene for that matter. So I only point that out to be like, okay, you know, if we're going to say just because you're a porn star or something like that, you're human trafficking, well, I wouldn't say that, you know. Otherwise, I mean, we basically would also, again, say, you know, the fact that Trump was sleeping with Stormy Daniels at one point and also on Epstein's plane, and, you know, there's certain things to question about that, but nonetheless, you know, I do agree with him on the Trump is pretty much our only hope out of the two candidates. However, I won't be voting for one of the two candidates because I think our system is fucking broken, and I'm tired of the two-party system. So it's not that I won't be voting, I just won't be voting for any of the retards. Come on. Okay.
Now look what was said about the Biden administration the other day.
Secretary Wolf, do you know how many children have been lost in the United States in the last 3 years by the Biden administration?
I can go by a number that I believe was reported in the New York Times, where they talked about losing over 85,000 unaccompanied alien children.
85 to 100,000.
Remember when you, well, I shouldn't say you, but remember when people got upset at Upchurch for doing the whole extraterrestrial thing, and extra and terrestrial, and I just referred to them as alien children. You gonna get mad at Congress not to?
1,000 unaccompanied alien children in our country lost by this administration. Do you think that's humane or inhumane?
So anybody want to laugh about the whole alien correlation thing now? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Inhumane.
Do you think that any of them have...
Bruh, you had to go from drinking, and you should have just flashed to, like, Kermit the Frog sipping his coffee thing, or whatever the fuck that meme is.
been placed with sex traffickers in this country? 85 to 100,000 unaccompanied minors that came across the border illegally?
I don't have any data, but my experience tells me that, yes, they have been.
Is that humane or inhumane?
It's inhumane.
Am I still so stupid? So stupid. Well, you just heard it straight from the government of ours that's trying to save the kids. What'd they just say? The aliens are in the hands of the sex traffickers. Now, you want another space reference? What's the name of the ship out in the middle of the ocean that got hijacked?
Another tense situation, Iranian-backed militants hijacking a cargo ship in the Red Sea. 25 crew members taken hostage. Those militants claiming the vessel seized in international waters has ties to Israel. ABC's Marcus Moore reporting in tonight.
Tonight, Yemen's Houthi rebels releasing a video showing their fighters hijacking a commercial cargo ship in the Red Sea in support, they say, of the Palestinian people. A helicopter is seen landing, unloading Iranian-backed militants who swarm the deck, then make their way to the bridge where the crew appears to surrender with their hands in the air. Tonight, officials say the ship and 25 members of the international crew are being held hostage. The Houthi rebels seen moving through the ship chanting for the sake of Gaza claim the Galaxy is in
the Galaxy. Interesting. So that's what Church was focusing on, I do believe, is the Galaxy. Sorry, I apparently I have noise canceling headphones, so I couldn't hear all the bullshit ass background noise, but apologize for that. That's neighbors and fucking retards. But anyway, so what I was getting at before I realized there's background noise is the cargo ships. Sidetrack ADD moment that I had there was why are people on ships not fucking armed? Like, is it against international law for like ships to carry guns or some shit like that? That's fucked. Cause I know if I ran a ship, bruh, that motherfucker be armed. Just in case. It might not be carrying them around at all times, but like, hey, at least, like, you know, when you're in the fucking, whatchamacallit, the what they call it, the bridge or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, maybe I'm making a Star Trek reference here now. I feel stupid. But anyway, have a fucking locker full of goddamn guns. Like, the captain can access it or some whatever the fuck gun safety protocol you want to have. At least that, then when you hear a helicopter coming down, you're like, oh shit, there's fucking dudes with guns landing on my fucking cargo ship. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Bye, bitch. Like, the fuck?
An Israeli vessel, but the ship is British-owned and operated by a Japanese company, and officials say there are no Israelis on board. The Galaxy leader last seen after it was hijacked, surrounded by Houthi boats, sailing with the Palestinian and Yemeni flags. The State Department calling it a violation of international law.
So to wrap it all up with everything you've seen this entire video, if kids are called aliens, and these ships have extra space, and the purpose and function is to have space to move things in shipping containers, and this sex trafficking is being used with ships carrying the containers, then this literally could be aliens on a spaceship in a galaxy far away. And you just seen everything to get that exact sentence. What was the definition of a terrestrial again? Worldly, of the earth, consisting of land, not water. Goodbye.
Church done dissing them fucking knowledge nuggets there. Hooey. Fucking A, man. Fucking A. Anyway, y'all like this reaction, go ahead and smash that like button down below. Thank you guys for commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Of course, go ahead and check out Upchurch's page. I really do appreciate y'all being here. Creek Squad! Peace!